Alright, so hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So the Sinner mania after the Six Kings Slam continues and Jannik Sinner is on fire. And in today's video I want to talk about my opinion that Jannik Sinner is at the moment unbeatable. So guys, stay tuned for more.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!
Alright, so welcome to my channel. I have just watched a match in Vienna between Sinner and Altmaier, the German, who is 51 in the world. Sorry, Altmaier, Altmaier. From Germany, 51 years old, 51 on ATP. I'm just mumbling. It's quite late now. So, and 27 years old, 51 and 27 years old, right? So he is more experienced than Jannik. He has been on the tour a little bit longer, right? And still he got a pretty nice beating from Jannik. 6-love, 6-2 in 59 minutes. I watched the match and he had zero chance. So the difference between current number 2 and number 51 is miles. It's incomparable. But I can imagine that if Altmaier had played against another player, not Sinner, he would perform a lot better because, in my opinion, actually, Sinner is on another level. But I want to talk and address some feedback from you I got from the previous video where I was talking about the Six Kings Slam final. And some people pointed out that I have said wrongly that Jannik Sinner... Oh, sorry, I'm just covering the camera, I believe. So that Jannik Sinner is a fragile guy, that he can have some issues with his body, with his structure, with his physical condition. And I said that because I have heard or I have read from someone who was close or who is close to Jannik Sinner that there is a possibility that his body will eventually fail him if he doesn't improve in that regard. So that's the main reason I said that, and I still believe that his upper body is not on par with some of the other players when we talk about his play style. So he has not the same play style like Daniil Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev is a very slim guy, right? But he is a far cry from Jannik Sinner aggressive style of play. Like 99% of his shots, or let's say 90% of his shots, are aggressive shots. He doesn't go too much back behind the baseline, and he's covering the court mostly really like connected. He's like connected to the baseline, and he's looking forward to every opportunity to attack the ball. But what I want to talk about is that Jannik Sinner, in my opinion, has one of the best and strongest legs in the tennis, in the professional men's tennis. Why? Because of his skiing foundation. So when he was a professional skier, and I believe he was skiing like until 15, 16 years old when he decided that he will switch to a pro-level tennis player. And he has super strong legs that help him to move on the court like almost like no other. We can compare him with Carlos Alcaraz, of course, and I have made a comparison between these two players, and I still believe, and I stand behind my words, that I think that in terms of the footwork, the precise footwork, the agility on a dime, let's say, on a small spot of the court, when he's hitting, let's say, shots that are going towards him, towards his body, he is moving the best in the industry. I'm not saying he is the best athlete overall with the athleticism. That's something different. But in terms of the fast, agile, really quick footwork on a very small place, he is, in my opinion, the best. And because he has the maybe even the strongest legs on tour, when we really count his height and his weight. So the ratio is probably the best in the tennis industry, let's say. Now, this time of the season indoors is really good for him. It suits him because, once again, he is very precise when hitting a tennis ball, when moving. He is in that sense a little bit like Roger Federer. So when the conditions are sterile, let's say, when the conditions are perfect, no wind, no sun, everything is like every single time when he hits the ball is the same. That suits him very much. So the indoors condition very, very favorable for him. And one thing I need to mention also that blowed me is they were showing stats in the match against Altmaier. And believe it or not, maybe you already thought that, but I wasn't really sure if it is truth. The backhand, let's start with the forehand. The forehand quality of Jannik Sinner is the best in the game. Yes, we know that. According to the stats of 52-week average from the ATP Tour, he is number 1 in the forehand quality with 8.7 points. Second is Djokovic, 8.6. Third is Lorenzo Musetti, 8.6. Fourth, Carlos Alcaraz, 8.5. Then is Zverev, Tsitsipas, Dimitrov, Basilashvili, Fils, and Cherundolo. The tour average rating for forehand quality is 7.4. So he is 1.3 points ahead of the average. And he has the best forehand on the tour. Now the surprising thing is that he has also the best backhand quality. So his double-handed backhand, according to the stats, the 52-week average stats, is better than Novak Djokovic. So Sinner has 8.4 rating, Djokovic 8.1, Zverev 8.0, Draper 8.0, Alcaraz on the 5th place 7.9, and then goes Medvedev, Monfils, Vacherov, Tomáš Macháč, my colleague, let's say, from the Czech Republic, and Casper Ruud. The tour total average is 7.1. So in the backhand side, he is 1.3 points ahead from the average tour player. That says everything. And when he is in the zone, when Jannik Sinner plays his best game, I don't really see anyone beating him regularly, unless on the other side of the court is Carlos Alcaraz in his prime and in the zone. Then there is a chance that he can beat him. He proved that he has better score over Jannik Sinner, but that doesn't really mean he's a better player. We are still at the beginning of this rivalry. So whoever is saying like Alcaraz is a better player, Sinner is a better player, I don't really see it like that. I see that we have two best players, two best current players. Any one of these two guys can win, can beat each other. It truly depends on the minor details. If Jannik has great serve and great strokes from the baseline, it's kind of game over for almost anyone. And on the same side, if Alcaraz is in the zone and he is willing to play to win, not to have fun on court, but to win, then he is also kind of unbeatable. And the next thing I want to talk about is what makes actually Jannik Sinner a little bit, in my opinion, better than Carlos Alcaraz. But it depends, guys. I will explain that. It's the mindset. So Jannik is always aiming to win. Having fun on the court is like the second, it's kind of part of the winning, but it's not the major point for him. On the opposite, Carlos Alcaraz seems to be a guy who still wants to have kind of, in some situation, more fun than having like joy from winning the match. So sometimes he's making the shots a little bit too difficult for him. The solutions that are coming from Carlos are sometimes like, okay, I know I will win this point, or I'm in the, in the leading situation, so I will make it a little bit more difficult for me to make it even more challenging. And then he plays, for example, drop shot in a situation where he can kill the ball, but he wants to play with his opponent like cat with a mouse, and that sometimes ruins his overall total performance. So that's the biggest difference. So for me, actually, the bigger kind of like professional is Jannik Sinner, and it makes him, in my opinion, a player that when he really is playing his best, you almost cannot beat him. And on the other hand, when Alcaraz is playing his best, it also depends on whether he wants to really win. So there are like more ways in Carlos' mind how he can kind of lose the match. But for Jannik, it's like one road, straight road to the victory without putting any attention to the other stuff that is connected with playing a tennis match. So currently, as you can see, Jannik, best forehand and best backhand quality on the tour when he is healthy, when he gets a little bit stronger. I mean, his upper body, because his legs are probably the best on tour. I think it will be a little bit necessary for him to really do that. And I already kind of saw that in Vienna. I think he gained some weight. He looks a little bit like bigger. His upper body looks a little bit bigger. And if he does these things well, it will be super tough for anyone to beat him, and even for Carlos Alcaraz. But guys, I'm not biased. I like both of these players. I always, when I'm watching a tennis match, I'm kind of always cheering for the underdog. I want to see the sensation happen. But at the same time, I'm loving when the tennis is just high quality from both sides. So that's interesting, because when I was several times in Davis Cups, or of course Davis Cup, I was cheering for our team, but I also was watching some other matches in some other event like the Prague Open, and I'm cheering always for great rally. No matter who wins the rally, if the rally is great, I just clap my hand, because I love tennis. That's it. It doesn't matter who wins. We win. We as spectators, we always win if we see great tennis from both sides. So guys, please, when you comment under my videos, respect each other. I saw some not very nice comments from some people towards others' opinion. Respect others, talk with them nicely, politely, try to explain what do you mean, what do you think, what is your opinion, but never attack anyone in the comments section, and just enjoy tennis. That's why are we here, why we love the sport, because we live in a golden era of tennis. So guys, Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to support my channel, just click the thumbs up button, or subscribe if you are new, and you can become a member on a monthly basis, just 99 cents per month, and you will receive special badge I have created for the members. And of course, I will see you in the comment section, and I can focus on you more and faster, and it will help my channel, you know, to continue. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys. My bread is ready. I need to pull it out from the oven, so let's go.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line.